Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I guess this should be part 11 or so of our Understanding the Kibbe Test series for Black women, and this is the final episode. We are going to calculate the answers of the tests that we have been taking for several weeks now, and I'm going to try to explain as much as possible what these answers mean in case you took the test. And if you haven't, please try to take the test. If the videos are a little too much for you, you can go to Ali Art's video. Of course, after listening to them and understanding them, you can go to Ali Art's channel and take the tests. Kibbe has about 16 or 17 questions and we took 15. But I omitted one of the questions because it has to do with the texture of the hair. And if you take a look at the question about the hair, you can see that we Black women, we are not included because our Afro texture is not included. That is why I decided to omit that question. So let's begin. If all or almost all your answers were A, that means you are a dramatic body type in Kibbe system. That means you have visibly high cheekbones, you have long hands and feet, you are very tall. Yeah. Now, after dramatic, the next body type is soft dramatic. Soft dramatic is a subtype of dramatic. Now, to qualify as a soft dramatic, it means that your body's flesh is going to be mostly D and E, and your body's bones is going to be mostly A. Now, this means that your vertical line, your shoulders, the length of your arms and legs, the size of your hands and feet, the overall shape of your body, the shape of your jawline, the shape of your cheekbones, and also, yeah, all of this, if they have to be A, that is your body's bone. Now, your body's flesh, that is your bust line, your waistline, and the flesh on your cheekbones, your lips. These questions have to be, you have to answer E to qualify as a soft dramatic. Now, they don't only have to be E to qualify as a soft dramatic, that's the flesh on your body. It can also be D. I meant D or E. Now, this is not a one size fits all. I have seen soft dramatics without waist definition. I have seen soft dramatics who have thin lips. The idea is that your body's flesh has to be D or E and your bones have to be A. Now, on to the next body type. To qualify as a natural, it means all of your answers have to be option B. Your vertical line, your shoulders, the length of your arms and legs, your waistline, everything. Now, it doesn't have to be 15 answers, have to all be option B, but most of them, maybe 12 or 13, have to be option B. That qualifies you to be a natural. Now, Willie Hallow here is not a natural. She is a flamboyant natural. On to the next body type, soft natural. Soft natural is a subtype of the natural body type. Now, to qualify as a soft natural, it means that you have to answer option B in your body's bones and option D or E on your body's flesh. Now, by the body's bones, I mean that your vertical line has to be option B or E because, yeah, I've seen a lot of soft naturals who are not tall, they are short. And your shoulders have to be B, the length of your arms and legs, the size of your hands and feet, the overall shape of your body, and your bust line could also be B. Now, the shape of your cheekbones and your jawline, yeah, they all have to be B. But I have seen some soft naturals with a jawline that is a D or E jawline. So it's really not a one size fits all. The idea is that most of your answers, which is your body's bones, have to be B and your body's flesh D or E. Now, for your body's flesh, The shape of your nose can be either B or D or E, but the flesh on your cheekbones have to be D or E, and the flesh of your lips, your eyes, yeah, that's pretty much it. It has to be either D or E to qualify as a soft natural. Now the next body type is flamboyant natural. To qualify as a flamboyant natural, it means you have to have a combination of A and B answers, but your B answers are going to be a lot more than your A answers, but you're going to have a considerable amount of A answers. It also means that you are a natural with a dramatic undercurrent. I forgot to say this in the other body types. Now, soft naturals are naturals with romantic undercurrents, and soft dramatics are dramatics with romantic undercurrents. If all of your answers were C, that means you are a classic. That means everything in your body is average, moderate and balanced and symmetrical. Now, if all of your answers were C, but you had a little bit of E or D, mostly on the flesh on your cheekbones, the overall flesh of your body, and maybe your waistline and hip line, that means you are a soft classic. You are mostly balanced, but you have a romantic undercurrent that could mostly be on your face. Yeah. Now, if most of your answers were C with a little bit of A and B, that means you are a dramatic classic. It means you are mostly balanced, but you have a little bit of dramatic undercurrent going on there. Maybe your height is not balanced. Maybe you appear very tall with long hands and feet, and maybe your lips, instead of being moderate, maybe they are taut, and maybe your nose is pointed. Yes. Being a dramatic classic or a soft classic is not a one size fits all. You just have to have sufficient D and E answer to qualify as a soft classic, and the D and E answers have to be very few, maybe 3 or 4 answers, and they have to be on your body's flesh, maybe on the flesh on your cheekbones, your lips, your eyes, like I've mentioned earlier, and the same goes for dramatic classic, your height and the size of your hands and feet, maybe your bust line, waistline or hip line. Yeah, so that's it for the overall classic, soft classic and dramatic classic. Let's move over to the next body type. Now, if all your answers were mostly E and maybe with a little bit of D here and there, that means you are a romantic. You have a small frame, you have small hands and feet, your jawline is either tapered or rounded, you are very voluptuous, you have prominent waistline, small waistline, prominent hip line. That means you are a romantic, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Romantics are small. I don't mean only romantics are voluptuous and curvy. Soft naturals are voluptuous, soft dramatics are, soft classic are, and soft gaming too. But being curvy is majorly a romantic feature. That's the reason why soft natural, soft dramatics, soft classics, and soft gamins have their softness from the D or E answers, which means their undercurrent comes from the romantic undercurrent. That means your softness is from your D or E answers, like I've said before. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let's move over to the subtype of romantic, which is theatrical romantic. If all your answers were D, that means you are a theatrical romantic. And another thing that qualifies you to be a theatrical romantic is that maybe most of your answers were D or E with a little bit of A or B, maybe 2 or 3 A or B answers in there. That means you are mostly romantic, but you have a dramatic undercurrent, and this dramatic undercurrent could be found maybe on your cheekbone, your jawline, maybe your height, or your hands and feet. Just a little bit of sharpness in there will make you qualify to be a theatrical romantic. Now, theatrical romantics are mostly smallish, although we have a few of them who are tall, like Rihanna, but they're mostly smallish with small hands and feet, and they always have a curvy figure, but that's not always the case. If you had a combination of E and E answers, that means you are a Gemini. I know I made mention about this in the soft dramatic, but what I said in the soft dramatic is that your bones are A and your body's flesh is E, but that's not the case with Gemini. The A and E answers are unpredictable, especially in the facial in your facial bones. Maybe your jawline could be A and your cheekbones E. It just combines unpredictably. You discover that some of your bones are A and some of your bones are also E. It's a combination of yin and yang, which is dramatic and romantic, unpredictably to make up the Gemini body. Now, the Gemini has the soft Gemini and the flamboyant Gemini. Now, to qualify as a flamboyant Gemini, that means you had A and E answers and a little bit of B answers in there. To qualify as a soft Gemini, it means you had D or E answers combined with A answers. This means that you are a Gemini, but you have a little bit of softness. But flamboyant Geminis are also Geminis, but they have a little bit of sharpness or bluntness to their bones. It's a little hard to determine if you are a Gemini or not. That is why I've taken time to split these questions into several videos so that as you watch, you can, break up the parts of your bodies and look at it individually to really tell what results you are really getting. Here's a quick recap on the Gemini body type. If you had an equal combination of A, E or D answers, that means you are a Gemini. And if you also had A, E, D and B answers, that means you are a flamboyant Gemini. And what I mean by flamboyant Gemini is that the A and the B answers were a little bit more than the E or D answers. That means you are a Gemini with a little bit of sharpness. Now, if you had A, B, E or D answers with a little bit of D and E answers, that means you are a soft Gemini. I know this can be a mouthful, especially if you are just starting out, trying to understand the Kibbe system. So I'm going to make a dedicated series on the Gemini body type and the other body types, and I'm going to try to explain them further. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.